What's up, brothers?
What's up, sisters?
Yeah. We are back, sir. आज हम क्या कर रहे हैं?
एक काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग चैनल है. आई बीन फॉलोइंग इट फॉर अ वाइल. तेको स्पेशली अच्छा लगेगा इसका कंटेंट बिकॉज ही इज़ अ बिग अलोंजो फैन एंड आई नो तू फॉलो नहीं करता बट जितना पहले
हाँ
like Alonso is one of the few names that you know from F1, right? Just like a funny video where like जो भी new F1 fans हैं उनको is just giving an insight.
अच्छा तो kind of dummy
हाँ है और मतलब थोड़ा funny way में किया
Starter pack.
हाँ.
Aston Martin, Alpine, Renault, Haas,
अच्छा तेरा favorite team
Red
कौन सा है
Bull,
वैसे?
McLaren, Sauber,
मेरा है
and
McLaren.
Racing Bulls.
क्यों?
Now what you're looking
papaya.
at right here, ladies and gentlemen,
वो
is
जो
not just
fumble
the
करते रहते हैं, मैंने
stupidest
सुना.
group of photos
सुना.
put together, but also the 10 teams that have made Formula One what it is today. And since explaining F1 is what I think I do best, I'm gonna explain each and every one of
Hey.
these teams to you guys in this video. Their history,
Even though I don't watch GOAT.
characteristics, some other stupid stuff that you probably don't need to know about.
ये
but
season
I'm gonna
देख
say
रहे हैं हम.
regardless.
वैसे.
I've taken many things into consideration as well to make sure this video is as accurate as possible.
एक सेकंड पॉज कर रहा हूँ मैं. जस्ट मुझे बताना था आज ही वो दिन हुआ जब ही मैक्स
ये बीच में से
वर्स्टैपेन
ये वीडियो पॉज करके
हाँ
ये इन्फॉर्मेशन मेरे को क्यों देना है लाइक क्यों था मतलब नेसेसरी था ही नहीं.
लिटरली आज हुआ है ये जब हम वीडियो रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं और मैक्स ने 17 पॉइंट्स क्या 17 पोजीशन से चालू करके
16 हाँ मतलब वो 17 स्टार्ट किया
हाँ, exactly, तो वही.
हाँ तो 16 पोजीशंस गेन किया उसने. बट वो रसेल और नॉरिस ने पिट किया था एंड
हाँ,
उसके बाद
वो
रेड
तो
फ्लैग हुआ सो
काइंड ऑफ अनलकी था.
हाँ बट वो सबके साथ होता रहता
हाँ.
मतलब नॉरिस का भी फर्स्ट विन वैसे ही आया था सो
बस फनी था मुझे.
फेयर इनफ. हाँ फेयर इनफ.
याद दिलाना था तुझे मिजरी. लेट्स गो.
Like Sauber turning into Audi and Alpine potentially going bankrupt.
ओ बॉय.
Or getting sponsored.
Lol.
I really hope that doesn't happen, but if it does, I expect the drivers to drive the cars butt booty naked.
Hey boy, दिखा सकते हैं क्या
So
हमें?
if you're a new fan, hopefully this video helps
Sure,
you
I
उसने
guess.
दिखाया तो हम भी
continue to
दिखाए.
support. And for those of you veteran fans, I know you guys are just here for shits and giggles or what I have to say about your favorite team, but maybe you get to learn some new facts as well. So anyways, let the yapping begin.
It's a Ferrari. It's a shitbox.
Most
Now, a lot of you
iconic.
guys might expect me to define this team as the brain dead ones, the clowns in Formula One who keep on making mistakes, and the idiots
Ferrari,
who decide to put hard
like,
tires on in a track that is clearly
F1 का
slickier than
Manchester
PB's
United.
baby oil.
Ah,
And as much as that is
pretty much.
extremely true, Ferrari is still a huge
I
part
mean,
of
not
Formula
as bad,
One.
but-
It is the biggest team in the sport, the most successful, has the largest fan base out there,
Everybody's a Ferrari fan.
and has the proudest history
अगर
to look back on. From
अगर
Michael
Ferrari
Schumacher
red नहीं होता,
championships
तो तेरे को
to
लगता है
Charles Leclerc's iconic
इतना
wins.
iconic होता.
As much as I love clowning on these guys,
I mean,
Ferrari
जब
is
start किया तो
truly
हम लोग
part of
blue थे.
Formula One.
इसके लिए
That F1
तभी कोई नहीं
pays
दिखता था.
up to $50 million a year just to exist, and for good reason too. Because without these guys, 40% of
insane
F1
lineup.
fans would just go. But jumping forward to Ferrari now, the team has become more of a meme because they can have the highest highs, but eventually have the lowest of the lows. Like Charles Leclerc could win a race, but then sometime later, the Ferrari headquarters in Maranello would just magically set itself on fire. So this results in extreme mood swings for the average Ferrari fan. One race they could be joyful, and then bam, they want to kill themselves.
It's
by
kind of sad कि साइंस छोड़ के नहीं निकाल रहा
Ferrari is
उसको
also what I call the biggest
even after like
driver
इतना अच्छा
edge.
परफॉर्मेंसेस डाल रहा.
Pardon my lack of better wording, but it's because so many of their drivers have come so
Hamilton
close
आ
to
रहा है
winning
ना next year?
championships,
हाँ.
but because of some goofy shenanigans that I swear to God
To be
only
honest,
happens in a team
like,
like Ferrari.
इतना
Oh boy.
सेंस मेक नहीं करता because
Scarred for
like
life or
Hamilton is
start
like
balding.
38 39 now so
Sometimes
क्यों ही
both.
Yes.
साइंस के
But मुझे
next
लगता
10
है
years है.
Haas
अभी
are
नहीं
the
है उसमें
underdogs
वो
of F1.
जो था
The most underrated
World
teams in the
Champion
sport, and rooting
potential.
for them is actually so much fun because supporting Haas is like
Like,
supporting
last-
a fat friend.
Hey
with
boy.
an
ये
immune
सीजन में even though Hamilton का head to head है points पे रसल के साथ qualifying में रसल beat कर रहा है. I think 14 to 5 ऐसा कुछ तो था ब्राजील ग्रांड प्री के पहले.
But when you see them making progress, you feel like the proudest dad in the world, and that is exactly
But
what
again,
supporting
all-
Haas is like. When
I
Roman
think
Grosjean gets P4
her
in a
experience-
race, it
अभी
feels
हास के
like
बारे में
it's
बात
just an
नहीं.
average
हास
Tuesday. But if you're a Haas fan, it feels like you
हास
got a
वैसे
fully paid
काफी अच्छा
two-week
कर रहा है ये.
vacation to
हाँ ये
TV.
सीजन हाँ
But as I've said,
मतलब from
fat
what we
friend
expect
with
from
an
them ऐसा
eating
kind of.
disorder. So progress
हाँ,
isn't
मतलब
gonna be so easy. So expect Haas to be in the back of the
mid,
grid or
हाँ,
midfield 50% of the time. Also, they are the youngest team that joined in 2016. It's an American race
small
team owned by
budgets,
Gene Haas, and they struggle
small
with funding
team,
a lot, but that's what makes their good results even more
and
special.
Alpine
Speaking
जैसे
about a
teams
team
के
with a similar
ऊपर है, so
trait,
it's
we
quite
moved
impressive.
to Aston Martin, which started
Hey,
off as
yo.
Jordan, then became Force India.
Hey,
The owner of the
hey.
team got arrested for debt evasion, and so it turned into Racing Point, and now we're stuck, pretty much. Also, if you didn't know, F1 teams can change sponsors or owners, hence the name changes over the years. But what I love so much about this team, especially during its Racing Point days, is that this is a team that tries to do more with less. Back then, they never had the top personnel or resources, but they were still able to compete against top teams in years like 2020. It was so impressive. Except for the fact that they got fined for allegedly copying Mercedes. But the team has changed drastically. And thanks to billionaire Lawrence Stroll funding the team, pretty much just to give his son a rocket ship of a car, because Lance needs a...
So Lawrence Stroll, एक Canadian billionaire है,
Okay.
and the only reason why वो F1 में है because उसके बेटे को करियर देना है. So वो एक टीम बाय किया उसने, फिर दूसरा टीम बाय किया, and वो F1 में है only because उसका डैड ने टीम बाय किया है.
सुन रहे हो डैडी? सुन रहे हो?
So बाकी उसको चलाना बिल्कुल नहीं आता, मतलब थोड़ा बहुत आता है, but nowhere near F1 level. तो it's quite funny, every week वो कुछ ना कुछ फंबल कर देगा. लास्ट ईयर भी काफ़ी अच्छा कर था, बट कुछ कर नहीं पाया.
So everyone knows कि ये सिर्फ उसके वजह से.
हाँ, I mean थोड़ा उसके लिए बुरा भी लगता है, उसको सब सुनना पड़ता है सब, but like
he's driving, he's living his dream.
Exactly.
Fighter jet to win a race. They are now flooded with resources and top personnel from other teams. But what still sucks about Aston Martin is that nobody supports them. I have not seen
Except
more than
this guy.
5 Aston Martin fans.
Aston
Only
Martin
Alonso fans.
Only Alonso, exactly.
Previously it was Vettel fans, maybe Max in the future, but that just shows Aston's
Max
biggest
in the
weakness. They have no identity apart from their other driver. Stroll obviously doesn't count because his seat was given to him by his daddy and his ego is thicker than his eyebrows. Now, I know I love mentioning in my previous videos that Red Bull's such a toxic, unhealthy mess of a team, and although, you know, that is very much a fact, Red Bull is still successful as hell. Despite joining in 2005, they have accomplished so much. From Sebastian Vettel's domination era in the 2010s to Max Verstappen's domination in 2022 and 2023. Though what these two eras had in common was that during them, Red Bull was highly unstable, and that is the team's biggest trait. If you didn't know, the team has a whole power dynamic system that causes this instability, different influences in every sector. Feel free to pause this if you want to digest how everything works. But the most unique part is that this actually makes them fast. Unlike Ferrari that has highs and lows, Red Bull has highs and lows at the same time. And the most interesting part is, the lower they are, the higher they go. I probably sound so confusing right now, but think of it like this. The more unstable Red Bull is, the more successful they end up. But the thing is, the team is like a boiling pot. It works fine in the right temperature, but if it gets too hot, the food fucking explodes.
Chicken.
So Red Bull works just like that. They're great under pressure, but if there's too much pressure, then boom.
Red Bull अभी Madrid जैसा है.
Everybody's nudes are
They
out
have
for
the
the
best
public.
driver.
I really wish I could say that as an exaggeration, but no. Apparently, their team principal Christian Horner got his leaked after sexting an employee, and I also found Max Verstappen's nudes on an Instagram reel. And as of the time I'm recording this, Red Bull is beyond unstable.
Oh boy. आज
Alpine is a French team, and as much as I just want to end my explanation there, their history is just too good. Alpine is also known as Renault, a French car manufacturer. They've been in F1 for a while now, and have had amazing moments like winning championship titles in 05 and 06, but they've also had some controversial moments like the 2008 crash gate, which was a whole controversy about Renault crashing one of their cars on purpose to help them win a race, and also some goofy moments like when the team became Lotus, Kimi Räikkönen nearly made them go bankrupt since he had a contract to be paid $50,000 for every point he scored, and he scored 390. But anyways, Alpine is a team that fell from grace. They used to be top contenders, but due to messy management, they have fallen off.
Plus, इनके drivers hate each other.
Ocon on gas.
Despite
Gasly.
getting funding
बचपन
from like
से race
20
कर रहे
different
दूसरे को बस।
celebrities, including Ryan Reynolds, that they even made a Deadpool-themed car. So Alpine is still a
काफी cool था
midfield
पर वो।
slash backmarker team. They don't perform bad or good, mostly in between, though people expect a decline if things get messier and also for them to not even exist in the coming years.
Ooh,
let's go.
McLaren is a team that caters really well towards the younger demographic of F1 fans. They're a team with a history just as rich as Ferrari's, which is why they also get paid a heritage bonus of $30 million a year. And the team has had a fair share of ups and downs, like when I started supporting them in 2016 because of Alonso.
How the hell they can overtake me 300 meters behind me at the beginning of the straight? I never raced with less power in my life.
That ended up being the worst experience of my life. But the team has changed drastically over the years. They used to
Nazaruddin
cater
Jaga
very
कर
well
रहा था बीच
towards
में।
veteran fans, but are now far more suitable for younger fans out there. Since, you know, they call their fan base the papaya army, both of their drivers are extremely young, and their social media team is the most active and up to date with the trends.
Hey,
Though Aston Martin does come in
Young
as a
and
close
the
second.
best drivers.
Damn.
So McLaren is a fairly light-hearted team with a lot of positive vibes around. So if you're in your mid-20s
man.
or in high school, this might be the team for
लगता
you.
तो मैं
However,
world
they
champion
are
हूँ,
not immune
दोनों।
from drama.
Next.
Because holy
Noted.
shit, has this team always been in drama no matter what.
Oh, कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं बोला उनके बारे में।
Now, Sauber is another important team in Formula One. Now, a lot of
Piastri Alpine का ये था
हाँ, वो जो
academy में था, हाँ, and then जब Alonso छोड़ के गया
हाँ,
Alpine, तब उन्होंने अनाउंस किया एक्चुअली कि Piastri को प्रमोट कर रहे हैं and he'll be driving alongside Ocon.
okay.
तो बाद में Piastri ने ये किया कि मेरे पास मैंने कोई भी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन नहीं किया है and yeah, I won't be driving for Alpine. तो full like वो controversy हो गया था and then उसने he joined McLaren और फिर Alpine ने sue किया McLaren को ड्राइवर पोच करने के लिए फिर वैसा तो फिर बाद में लोग ने सेटल किया बड़े वो काफी फनी था वो
फेब्रिज़ो रोमानो ने यर्वी को कर दिया था।
they're not wrong. They can't score points to save their lives. They're being sponsored by a gambling company and also a streaming site filled with idiots that crash their cars.
oh boy
Yeah.
Oh! No! No!
But the team's performance
like
now
their
really
drivers.
doesn't do justice to Sauber's history. The team is a Swiss motorsport engineering company that started F1 in 1993 and eventually allowed for the iconic debuts of Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc. The team, though, unfortunately hasn't won any championships and has probably the most depressing record, but they are known as the place where drivers can show their talents to eventually move up to a more competitive team. Since 2023, however, they have just been known as the backmarkers,
कितना fast
P19,
है
P20 detractors, but thankfully Audi
बेचारा
will be
Valtteri
taking
के
over
साथ ही
the
होता
team in
हमेशा ये सब।
2026 in hopes to save them.
I think वो तो रिटायरमेंट ही एंजॉय करता है।
I mean I think this is contract later
Mercedes,
next
a team sponsored by a car company with a lot of things we can look back on, like the cars they used to make for Hitler. A bit too far back? A bit too far back. Okay, my bad. Mercedes joined F1 in 1954, but left a year later and only came back as a factory team in 2010. But before the team existed, they used to be known as Braun, an F1 team that was bought for a single British pound and has a 100% win
ये नहीं
rate.
पता
It might
था।
sound like I just pulled all of that information out of my ass, but if you just pause this real quick, that would explain everything. But after Mercedes took over Braun, this team did so much. Michael Schumacher made his return with them. They made the fastest cars out there.
I'm reached! I'm Jesus! I'm descendant of God!
And Lewis Hamilton won multiple championships.
Crazy.
But what if I said that those things aren't even the best part? Because the
एक
best
मिनट,
part
शूमाकर ज़्यादा जीता है या हैमिल्टन?
सेम जीता था उन्होंने
Oh damn.
I mean अगर 2021 अगर तू देखेगा तो 8
about
काउंट कर
Mercedes was
सकता
Nico
है
Rosberg outscoring
Sure.
Michael Schumacher and
Robbery
beating
अगर
Lewis in 2016.
count
So
नहीं करना।
technically, Mercedes was the team
One
where
of
we
those.
witnessed a man
one
beat
of
two seven-time world champions in equal machinery, while also
8.
being a Monaco-based YouTuber. And then he retired. Baller move.
It's Michael Schumacher. Hello? Whoa, wait. Shouldn't we go with Michael? He's 7-time world champion.
Yes, but Nico got twice as many points last season.
But Mercedes is an extremely efficient team. Their team principle is calculated but extremely emotional.
Oh
A
man I
big part of
love
the team's
full
identity is just Lewis Hamilton.
Toto.
But he's left to join Ferrari, so that leaves Mercedes with the same identity crisis as Aston Martin.
ओ एक्चुअली इन्होंने अनाउंस कर
Racing
दिया
Bulls
ना
is
अभी
essentially
नेक्स्ट सेकंड कौन होने वाला है इनका
किसका?
ड्राइवर मर्सिडीज का
हाँ, वो जूनियर टीम में से है वो,
ओके
एंटोनेली।
कुछ पता है उसके बारे में मतलब अच्छा है
नहीं, उतना फॉलो नहीं करता, बट काफ़ी प्रेज किया है हैमिल्टन ने उसको।
Okay.
बट लाइक टू बी ऑनेस्ट बोल नहीं सकता, कोई F2 में परफॉर्म नहीं करता, बट F1 में आके काफ़ी स्ट्रॉन्ग परफॉर्मेंस देता है। बट ये इसने आई थिंक काफ़ी अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस दिया है, तो पता नहीं, लेट्स सी।
Red Bull, the sequel.
Mercedes
The Red Bull's
take
second
on
team that is
Racing
most
Bull.
recently known as VCAR,
Oh,
but a
RB.
lot of fans know them better as Toro Rosso, Minardi, or AlphaTauri. And since they are pretty much Red Bull's slower junior
मुझे
team,
पता है क्या
I'm
आने
gonna race
वाला है
F1's shortest driver
That's not true.
in these mega trucks.
Red Bull has a lot of control over them, from which drivers get hired, fired, or
Bichara
moved up to
Yuki.
the senior team if they're desired, and those decisions are made by Helmut Marko, Red Bull's chief headhunter, who has put a lot of people, mostly upcoming talents, in the team, like Max Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, Nick De Vries, Yuki Tsunoda, Liam Lawson, Pierre Gasly, Alex Albon, Sebastian Vettel, and Danny Kvyat. And I know, holy shit, that is a lot of drivers.
कोई फेवरेट टीम अभी वीडियो देखने के बाद? कोई फेवरेट कैरेक्टर ये सीजन जितना भी देखा है तो?
इसमें जितना थोड़ा बहुत ज़्यादा जानने को मतलब मिला बट बेसिकली इतना तो पता था मुझे बेसिक आइडिया था कि क्या चल रहा है क्योंकि ये सीज़न देखा हुआ है मैंने और काफ़ी क्लोज है ये सीज़न जो काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग है मैंने सुना क्योंकि नहीं तो यूजुअली एक टीम डोमिनेट करता है और
लास्ट 2 years डोमिनेशन था तो इतना मजा नहीं आता।
मतलब वही था ना कि मैक्स जीत रहा था और उससे पहले हैमिल्टन जीत रहा था।
हाँ
पर इस बार हर बार नया रेस विनर है तो एक्चुअली इंटरेस्टिंग लग रहा है इस बार देखना भी। नहीं तो आई थिंक अगर मैं देखता और हमेशा अगर मैक्स जीत रहा होता तो मैं छोड़ देता टू बी ऑनेस्ट देखना।
और नेक्स्ट ईयर और भी इंटरेस्टिंग होगा बिकॉज ये सीजन में काफ़ी मल्टीपल रेस विनर्स थे बट लाइक फर्स्ट 10 रेसेस रेड बुल ने काफ़ी डोमिनेट किया था। उसके बाद से मैक्लारेन जब आया एंड देन लाइक फरारी भी थोड़ा बन तो नेक्स्ट सीजन आई थिंक काफ़ी कॉम्पिटिटिव होगा। फरारी में हैमिल्टन भी रहेगा, मैक्लारेन
हैमिल्टन का क्या लगता है?
मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है कि लेक्लेयर फिर भी फर्स्ट ड्राइवर रहेगा।
ओके
बट कंस्ट्रक्टर्स फॉर श्योर जीत सकता है।
ओके
ओवर
ओवर
मैक्लारेन।
और रेड बुल तुझे लगता है रखेगा सर्जियो पेरेज को?
नहीं नो वेज। अगर रखा तो मतलब पेरेज के पास कुछ तो ब्लैकमेल करने के लिए फॉर श्योर है।
उसके पास है और न्यूड्स है।
हाँ नहीं तो
हेलमेट मार्को के आई थिंक न्यूड्स है उसके पास।
नहीं तो इतना टैलेंटेड ड्राइवर्स है उसके पास। इवन यूकी सनोडा, लियम लॉसन, किसी को भी डाल सकता है वो सेकंड सीट में और उन लोग कंस्ट्रक्टर्स के लिए वापस नेक्स्ट ईयर compete कर सकता है। आई डोंट थिंक ये साल जीतेंगे वो बट नेक्स्ट ईयर चांस है अगर वर्स्टैपेन के साथ एक और अच्छा ड्राइवर आ गया तो होपफुली नॉट दो। अगर एज अ मैक्लारेन फैन अगर पेरेज है सीट में इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा देखने के लिए कि लेक्लेयर लोग बोलते हैं कि लेक्लेयर इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट ड्राइवर्स ऑन द ग्रिड। वो कैसा परफॉर्म करेगा व्हेन ही इज ड्राइविंग नेक्स्ट टू 7-time वर्ल्ड चैंपियन तो वो काफी इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा। राइवलरी होगा कि क्या होगा बिकॉज आई डोंट थिंक लेक्लेयर कभी भी एनिमोसिटी था कोई इसके साथ तो वो भी क्वाइट इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा देखने के लिए। और दोनों का ईगो है तो वो थोड़ा फन होगा। अगर कार अच्छा है उनका तो वो क्वाइट फन होगा देखने के लिए।
Excited.
Thank you so much. See you.
Take care.
See you brothers.
Take care, brothers and sisters.